Good evening, my YouTube family. It's your boy Zary from the XMG, and today, big day, patch came out, Battlegrounds is out, and so far it's running okay. You know, a few hiccups here and there, but compared to, like when I played Raid Shadow Legends, they would just drop a 10x event and the game would crash for a couple hours. So I really think it's done well. So we're going to jump into a couple things, about 6 tips I want to give everybody to make your battleground experience easier. But before we get into that, if you're just finding me for the first time, please consider hitting that subscribe button, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. And to all my family members out there, I love y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who came out to the live stream last night. It meant a lot to me. So let's jump into 6 tips that'll help you out when you battleground, in no particular order. Okay, so here we are, and I am on my account, and I changed my name today to the XMG. Instead of Boss Zary, I went with XMG, and a viewer pointed it out to me, so thank you. And I changed it. So, yeah. We are going to talk a little... Whoa. Wrong screen. Smooth as butter. We're going to talk a little bit today about the Battlegrounds and the beta that is out right now. And inside the Battlegrounds, you go in and you launch it, and I've only played one on my main, and I've played quite a few on my free-to-play account. And my first recommendation is this: play one. Before you do anything, play one. Win or lose, just play it. Because on my main account, I need, if I want to have a team for every single thing I fight, I have 3 and 3 and 2. So I need 8. 8 potential teams. On my free-to-play account, I need 2, 2, and 1. So I only need 5. So I wouldn't have known that. I would have gone in preparing for 6 teams on both accounts, knowing I need more for my main account and then less for my account. So just play one. See the mechanics. See what you're looking at. See how it behaves, how it plays, and see how many teams you're going to need. And that is my first recommendation. Once you've established how many teams you need, go into your roster. See what you have to work with. See if you can make 8 teams. Maybe you can only make 5 teams that are solid, so that is your defense. Just quickly look over your roster and see what you got. Because a lot of people don't really know what they have because they're focused on, like right now I'm focused on pride. So that is my thing. I'm focused on pride, and I forget that down below, you know, I have goblins are only at level 60. You know, my elves are a pretty decent team, but I have Thelaine unlocked, but she's a level 1. I have Renara unlocked, level 1. Kiri, level 1. Zira, level 1, 6-star. What am I doing? But I gotta get these. I gotta look at my teams, and I gotta see what I have. And an easy way to do that is just do it by the class. I always mess this up. Not the faction, the race. That's what I was looking for. The race. So okay, here's my human team. I know I have a good human team, right? Let's take a look at my elves. Okay, I can make a pretty decent team out of my elves. My pandas. I know I can make a really good team out of my pandas. And maybe putting in, you know, a random 5th like Eric the Shieldbreaker for my humans. My orcs, they're decent, you know, but my more doom is on my arena team, which are my demons. My goblins are subpar, but I could probably use them as a filler on that 7th team. You know, my pride are a work in progress, but they are just that, a work in progress. So I could use Hera and Salvador combination and possibly some fillers in for that. My demon comp I know is good. So you need to look at those things, and that'll help you out greatly for your battlegrounds. Tip 3 is runes. You have to make sure the squads you make or want to make are runed somewhat properly. Now, I am terrible with this. This is why I've only run one so far on my main, because I'm going through and looking at my runes, doing the rune process. I fell behind on it. So that is a big thing for me. So what you need to do is you need to make sure, because sometimes you'll forget, maybe you pulled a rune off somebody and they're running runeless. So just make sure you are checking your runes, making sure they're level 16, making sure your sets are where you want them. So you don't have to get into turn order, and you can when you're end game, or even if that's your thing, you can get into turn order of your squads. But a simple tip to help you be better in Battlegrounds is make sure you have the right runes on and they're leveled. Now I'm in campaigns, and this is my next tip, and you might be asking, why are you in campaigns? Because what you want to do is, if you just go into your campaign and you hit battle, you can set up your save a squad for no energy cost whatsoever. So I could go into my teams and I can make who I want. I want to make like right now, I have my tower climb team and my clans team and this other team I was messing around with here. So we're going to delete that. We're going to go back into teams. We're going to change the name of this from 1 to tower. So what I want to do here is I want to save my teams. So when I go in, I can select them faster, I can use them faster, and it'll just make that first initial blitz so much easier. Now, in this game, which is different from the first time around, this game mode, you can battle with one team and then put defense as another. So you can make a defensive composition, you can put your offensive composition, you know, some strategies I was messing around with on my free-to-play account as I saved my arena team, did not put them on defense, and that way when anybody attacked or took over a spot, I could jump right back in and beat them. And it had its pluses and minuses, but that's a whole different video. So in here, I want to make my human comp available. So when you're here, you want to go to your humans, and obviously I want a Soleus lead. I'm going to run Cruel, Freezard, and Baddie, and then I am going to go to Elves and take Nightiel. So there's one of my teams. So I go to teams, I go to save, and there it is. So I can change the name of that now to humans. So now I know, and I can just go down, I can select them, and I can move on. And it's going to make your life in Battlegrounds a lot easier. The next thing is artifacts. All the characters have artifacts. Did you buy artifacts? They gave you free artifacts. Are they on? Are they on the right people? And if you're unsure what to do when it comes to the artifacts, I'm going to have a video tomorrow morning where I break down the free starter pack artifacts. But do you want artifacts on your lesser teams to make them more stronger? Do you want artifacts on your main team so you can smoke everybody? So there's a lot of things to do, but you want to make sure that these artifacts, like here, I don't want Salvador to start the battle and gain 20 penetration. That's not going to help him at all. So you want to make sure that you're putting the right artifact on the right person to increase their stats. Now when you go into Battlegrounds, you want to have a strategy already in your head. So that brings me to my next point. Know your starting point. Are you going to start on the far right? Are you going to start on the far left? Are you going to start in the middle? So what you need to know is, where are you going to start? So as soon as that Battleground starts, you jump right into it. You start attacking who you want, and you start placing your defenses. Knowing where you're going to start your battle and where you're going to go, because you're not going to be fighting your opponent right off the bat. You're going to be fighting the NPCs. You jump in, you press auto, and you go, or you manually just basic everybody down as fast as you can. So you don't have to worry about strategy and who you're placing where. You just jump in, you know where you're starting, and you work your way across. So what I was doing is I was starting on the far left of the screen, and I was just going over as far as I could till I met my opponent, and then I started to see who I had left and who I could attack. So knowing where you're going to start and how you're going to progress down the line greatly helps. And playing that first trial battle really, really helps. And my last tip about Battlegrounds is, don't let it be your focus. Stay on target of what you're working on. And I have a good example of that. I am gearing my pride for buff. And I'm going to get the buff in a minute. But I would love a Thelain lead right now. I would love to have Zira up and running for a lead for my orcs. But my main focus is pride. Do not stop what you're doing for the new game mode. It's super tempting. I know for me especially, it'd be super tempting to drop all the gold I can to get her up as high as I could, put all my blue scrolls into her, everything that I have going on to try to get her up and running, because it would make my battlegrounding easier, and it would make it 1,000 times easier. But you're hurting yourself in the long run. Stay on focus with your battlegrounds. That's one of my tips. It might not make battlegrounds easier, but it's going to make your game a lot easier. Because once you get to a point where I get my pride up and running where I want them, then I can start focusing. Maybe I can bring my goblins up. You know, you have so many choices to go there. You know, I can start working on Frank. I could gear Selena so I have another healer. That'll come. Stay focused on what you want to do in the game. Don't let Battlegrounds change that. It's a really cool game mode, but don't let it change that. Alright, family, that's what I got for you today. Just a quick little video on some 6 little tips that I found makes battlegrounding a lot easier and still beneficial for your account. So with that being said, that's what I got for y'all today. Another video coming out tomorrow. Enjoy your battlegrounds. Don't forget, if you're just finding me for the first time and you're liking what you're seeing, click that subscribe button and join the family. All my family members out there, you know I love you. I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out.